Welcome to the 16th season of QuizMe, presented by CNC. On today's show, a first-round matchup as Glenview takes on the team from Sacred Heart. Let's head to the CKPG studios and join Quizmaster Catherine Hansen.
Welcome to QuizMe. Let's get straight to the questions. We'll start with snappers. They're worth 10 points each. What is the title you give to your father's sister? Sacred Heart.
Aunt.
Yes. What color are Smurfs? Sacred Heart.
Blue.
Right. Which city is the capital of Manitoba? Sacred Heart.
Winnipeg.
Correct. What is the lead panda in Kung Fu Panda called? Sacred Heart.
Po.
Correct. This pop star broke the internet when he announced he would be modeling underwear for Calvin Klein. Who is it? Sacred Heart.
Shawn Mendes.
Correct. One of the best preserved dinosaur fossils ever found was discovered by an oil field worker in which country? Sacred Heart.
Canada.
Yes. The years 2014 to 2018 are the 100th anniversary years of which war? Sacred Heart.
World War II.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Glenview?
World War I.
Yes. Reykjavik is the capital of which country? Sacred Heart.
Iceland.
Right. The Deutschmark was Germany's traditional currency. What is used now? Sacred Heart.
Pounds.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Glenview, would you like to try? Go ahead.
Euros.
Yes, that's correct. Our first video question of the game is hosted by a QuizMe alumni.
Hi, I'm Tyler, and I was on the Highlands QuizMe team. My question for you is, the winter solstice is the longest what of the year?
Sacred Heart.
Longest day.
No, I'm sorry, that's not the answer we're looking for. Glenview.
Season.
The answer, night. The score after our first set of questions, Glenview at 20, Sacred Heart at 70. Join us for more QuizMe after this break.
QuizMe, presented by CNC, is brought to you in part by Diversified Transportation for all your transportation needs, bringing our community safely home. QuizMe, presented by CNC, brought to you in part by Joey's Restaurant, a tasty little place for seafood.
Let's meet today's teams and the players on those teams. From Glenview, we have Julian, Nikki, and Dean. And from Sacred Heart, Bridget, Ben, and Maya. Our judge for today's match is Todd Whitcomb from UNBC. We're moving on to theme questions. These are a series of questions on the same topic. We begin with questions about books. In which series is Katniss Everdeen the protagonist? Sacred Heart.
The Hunger Games.
Yes. In which series of books would you find Draco Malfoy? Sacred Heart.
The Harry Potter.
Yes. Triss is the protagonist in which series of books? Sacred Heart.
Fault in Our Stars.
Sorry. Glenview? Go ahead.
Divergent.
Yes. The following questions are about awards. I will give you the award, and you tell me which medium it recognizes. Oscar. Sacred Heart.
Movie.
Yes. Tony. Sacred Heart.
Music.
No, I'm sorry, not the answer we're looking for. Glenview, would you like to try? Go ahead.
Book.
The answer, Broadway theater. Grammy. Sacred Heart.
Singing.
I can't accept that answer. Glenview?
Music.
Yes. The following questions are about famous artists. The enigmatic smile on her face has made Sacred Heart?
Leonardo da Vinci.
No, I'm sorry. Glenview, the enigmatic smile on her face has made this one of the world's most famous paintings. Glenview?
Mona Lisa.
Yes. The Mona Lisa was painted by which artist? Sacred Heart?
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes, that's correct. Spending years lying on his back painting, this artist, Sacred Heart?
Van Gogh.
No, I'm sorry. Glenview, spending years lying on his back painting, this artist is responsible for the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. And the answer there is Michelangelo. For our next video question, we head to the Central Interior Railway and Forestry Museum.
The second railway to arrive in Prince George was the PGE. What was its full name?
Glenview.
Pacific Great Enrollment.
I'm sorry, that's not the answer we're looking for. Sacred Heart, would you like to try? Go ahead. The answer, Pacific Great Eastern. Our next category of questions is all about science. Connecting the calf muscles to the heel bone, what tendon is named after a Greek hero? Sacred Heart.
The Achilles tendon.
Right. Sometimes found with insects and other organisms trapped inside, amber is the fossilized remains of what? Sacred Heart.
Tree sap.
Correct. Which gelatinous organism has life cycle phases called polyp and medusa? Sacred Heart.
Jellyfish.
Yes, that's correct. Most food is composed of 5 different types of compounds: proteins, vitamins, carbohydrates, minerals, and what other component, Sacred Heart?
Sugars.
No, I'm sorry, that's not the answer we're looking for. Glenview?
Dairy.
The answer, fats. Using silicon and other elements, a photovoltaic cell converts the energy of light into what? Sacred Heart?
Oxygen.
No, I'm sorry. Glenview? Go ahead.
Energy.
The answer, electricity. Conventionally, your sense of taste is made up of bitter, sweet, salt, and what? Glenview?
Sour.
Yes. The tiny units from which all larger organisms are composed are called what? Sacred Heart?
Atoms.
No, I'm sorry, not the answer we're looking for. Glenview?
Cells.
Right. Uranium's radioactive decay provides the heat used to make electricity in what type of facility? Sacred Heart?
A nuclear power plant.
That's correct. Where did the asteroid strike which resulted in the extinction of the dinosaurs? Sacred Heart?
Mexico.
Yes, I'll accept that answer. A video question wraps up the science category presented by Professor Todd Whitcomb.
Launched in 1990, this telescope has brought us the most detailed pictures we have of the early universe.
Glenview?
International Space Station.
I'm sorry, that's not correct. Sacred Heart, would you like to try? The answer we're looking for is Hubble. We're moving back to snappers now, worth 10 points each. In the Chronicles of Narnia, what was the first landmark Lucy saw in the wardrobe? Sacred Heart?
The lamppost.
Yes. Which country has the smallest population? Sacred Heart?
Madagascar.
No. Glenview?
The Vatican City.
Yes. In Scotland, where might you find a lake monster? Glenview?
Loch Ness.
Yes. Which Prince George team won the Fred Page Cup in 2019? Sacred Heart?
The Spruce Kings.
Yes. What is the capital of Hawaii? Sacred Heart?
Mauna Loa.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Glenview? Go ahead.
Honolulu.
Right. How many strings does a violin have? Sacred Heart?
4.
Right. Most organisms take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Which organisms take in carbon dioxide? Sacred Heart?
Plants. Plants.
Yes, that's correct. The Greek search for any and all knowledge was called what? Sacred Heart?
Philosophy.
Right. The rapper Childish Gambino appeared in the movie Solo, a Star Wars story. Which character does he portray?
Lando Calrissian.
Yes. According to Norse legend, he is the god of thunder, lightning. Sacred Heart?
Thor.
Right. Which is the only Canadian province that is officially bilingual? Sacred Heart?
Quebec.
I'm sorry, not the answer we're looking for. Glenview, would you like to try? Go ahead.
Ontario.
The answer, New Brunswick. What sport is played at the Wimbledon Championship in England? Sacred Heart?
Tennis.
Tennis.
That's correct. Women were granted the right to drive in June 2018 in this Middle Eastern country. Sacred Heart?
India.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Glenview?
Syria.
The answer, Saudi Arabia. The score now, Glenview at 110, Sacred Heart at 230. Join us for more QuizMe after this break.
And now, a school feature on QuizMe, presented by CNC.
Welcome to Glenview, home of the Grizzlies, where we demonstrate respect, ownership, cooperation, kindness, and safety.
Here at Glenview, our band is extremely dedicated, and we continue to improve with every practice.
Here
at Glenview, we have many sports teams such as basketball, volleyball, and floorball, which engages any intermediate students who wish to participate.
Our Parent Advisory Council supports students, and this year, thanks to their hard work, we have a new playground for all students to enjoy.
At Glenview, students aren't the only people learning. We also sponsor UNBC teacher candidates to help them become certified teachers so that we and future students can benefit.
Glenview rocks!
QuizMe, presented by CNC, is brought to you in part by Great White Toys Comics Games. At Great White, it's always a good time to play. We return to QuizMe, presented by CNC, with another school feature.
Welcome to Sacred Heart School, home of the Panthers. Sacred Heart School is located near downtown Prince George, which enables us to walk to many community centers and activities.
We enjoy many field trips to the Two Rivers Art Gallery, the library, the Four Seasons swimming pool, the Coliseum for skating, and the Clayt Leitone Memorial Park.
Art is important to us. We have a school rap play that we put on every 2 years, and we also participate in the Speech Arts Festival at UNBC. In music, we learn how to play the recorder and the ukulele.
We have a supportive school community. Our Parent Support Group helps raise funds for school improvements and field trips, while our students fundraise for the community we live in, such as St. Vincent de Paul, Terry Fox, Holy Childhood, Festival of Trees, and Jump Rope for Heart.
Wouldn't you like to be a Panther?
It's time now for the math category. If 45% of a class is boys, girls are what percentage? Glenview?
55?
Yes. A container has a volume of 130 cubic centimeters. What is its capacity in milliliters? Sacred Heart.
1,300.
Not the answer we're looking for. Glenview, would you like to try? The answer, 130 milliliters. What is 88 divided by 8? Sacred Heart.
10?
No. Glenview.
11.
Yes. Driving at 60 kilometers per hour for 30 minutes, how far would you go? Glenview.
30 kilometers.
Yes. If you bisect a line, what are you doing? Sacred Heart.
Splitting it into equal parts.
Yes. If you trisect an angle, what are you doing? Sacred Heart.
Splitting it in 3 equal parts.
Yes. 5 times 5 times 5, or 5 cubed, is equal to what? Glenview.
75?
No, I'm sorry, not the answer we're looking for. Sacred Heart.
125.
Right. -4 plus -4 adds up to what number? Sacred Heart.
0.
No. Glenview?
-8.
Right. 2 plus 4 plus 11 plus 13 equals what? Sacred Heart. Over to Glenview. Go ahead.
30?
Yes. When you subtract 1/2 from 7/8, what is the resulting fraction? Glenview.
3/4.
No. Sacred Heart?
3/8.
Yes. At $1.50 per slice of pizza, how many slices could you buy with $7 and Sacred Heart?
4 pieces.
No. Glenview, at $1.50 per slice of pizza, how many slices could you buy?
5.
Yes, with $7.50. If a basketball player can jump 34 centimeters, how many meters is that? Glenview.
0.34?
Yes. Our next video question is presented by a research professor from UNBC.
Hi there, my name is Sarah Gray. I'm a faculty member with the Northern Medical Program at UNBC, and my question for you is, Jenny has type 1 diabetes. Every day at lunchtime, she gives herself a shot. What is she injecting into her body?
Glenview.
Insulin?
That's correct. Let's test your language skills next with English class. Rearrange the letters in the word silo to give another name for dirt. Sacred Heart.
Soil.
Yes. What is the adverb in the sentence, they floated lazily down the river? Sacred Heart.
Lazily.
Yes. Eating dark green vegetables like broccoli is important for a healthy diet. Spell the word broccoli. Sacred Heart.
Broccolli.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Glenview, would you like to try?
Broccoli.
Yes, that's right. There, or there. Spell the word that means belonging to somebody. Glenview.
Their.
Right. What type of novel uses a combination of text and art? Glenview.
Graphic novel.
Correct. What is the preposition in the sentence, there are no answers beyond this point? Sacred Heart.
Beyond.
Right. What is the adjective in the sentence, my group used purple markers for our project? Sacred Heart.
Purple?
Yes. Rearrange the letters in the word last to get a common condiment found with pepper. Glenview.
Salt.
Correct. A person whose thoughts, words, and actions form a story, poem, or other literary work is called a what? Glenview.
Fiction?
No, not the answer we're looking for, Sacred Heart.
First person?
The answer we're looking for is a character. The answer is as plain as the nose on your face. Is this a simile, Sacred Heart?
Simile.
Yes. Organize what you want to say before saying it. Spell the word organize, Sacred Heart.
Organize.
Yes. Our next video question is hosted by Joel Ewart, a QuizMe alumni and a Paralympic hopeful.
This sport, which uses a racket and a birdie, will make its Paralympic debut in Tokyo 2020. What is it called?
Glenview?
Badminton?
Yes, that's correct. It's time now for our image gallery. We'll show you some pictures and ask you questions about them. 10 points for each correct answer. When Bruce Banner gets angry, this guy shows up. Sacred Heart.
The Hulk.
Yes. They go by several names, but they are the largest feline predator. Sacred Heart.
Cougar?
Yes. Although similar to oranges in shape and color, Sacred Heart?
Grapefruit.
Yes. A feature of the northern sky. The Little Dipper has what star at its tail? Sacred Heart.
The North Star.
Yes. May we, which European country is shown in red? Sacred Heart.
France.
Correct. Unscramble these letters to get a fearsome fellow.
Alligator.
Yes. This legislative building can be found in Regina, the capital of which province? Sacred Heart.
Saskatchewan.
Right. What number is represented by these Roman numerals? Sacred Heart?
24.
Yes. Fill in the missing numbers to complete this equation. Glenview.
116.
Yes. Although most commonly associated with Italy, the noodles in spaghetti were more likely invented in which Far East country? Go ahead.
China?
Yes. Our last video question of the game is presented by CKPG-TV news anchor Kendall Robertson.
This person was re-elected mayor of Prince George in October 2018.
Sacred Heart.
Marilyn Hall.
That's correct. We'll finish up with snappers now. Who does Christopher Robin call a silly old bear? Sacred Heart.
Pooh.
Yes. What do we call the trees with needle-like leaves and cones? Sacred Heart.
Coniferous.
Correct. Which city is the capital of Ontario? Sacred Heart?
Toronto.
Right. Where does the President of the United States reside while he is in office? Sacred Heart.
The White House.
Right. A golfer scores a birdie when 1 under par. What is it called if they are 2 under par? Glenview.
Eagle.
Yes. Buenos Aires is found in which South American country? Sacred Heart.
Argentina.
Yes. When 2 objects are rubbed together, heat can build up due to what force? Sacred Heart?
Friction.
Yes. The Montreal Canadiens have a nickname which honors the French who settled along the St. Lawrence River. Sacred Heart?
The Halves.
Yes. How many fingers and toes does a person typically have? Glenview?
20.
Yes. What is the capital of New Brunswick? Sacred Heart.
Fredericton.
Right. Founded as a mail-order business in 1886, this department store closed its doors in 2018, including one location, Glenview?
Sears.
Yes, here in Prince George. Who is credited with inventing the telephone? Sacred Heart.
Alexander Graham Bell.
Yes. What letter occupies the upper leftmost position on a keyboard? Glenview.
Q.
Yes. Your heart is about the same size as your fist. The aorta would be about the size of what? Sacred Heart.
Your index finger?
I'm sorry, not the answer we're looking for. Glenview? Go ahead.
Your thumb?
Yes, that's correct. And that was the last question of the game. We'll be back with more QuizMe after this.
QuizMe, presented by CNC. The UNBC video questions are brought to you by the University of Northern BC. Visit us at unbc.ca. QuizMe, presented by CNC, bringing people and potential together for 50 years.
Our judge has confirmed the final score. We have Glenview with 310, Sacred Heart 510. Congratulations to Bridget, Ben, and Maya from Sacred Heart. And thanks for a great game today from Julian, Nikki, and Dean from Glenview.
Sacred Heart wins this week's game, and they move on to the second round. Join us on our next show for another first-round matchup as St. Mary's takes on the team from Pineview. QuizMe, presented by CNC.
Which is furthest north, the Tropic of Cancer, the Tropic of Capricorn, or the equator? Following questions are about daily life in ancient Egypt. The answer, meaty or brothy flavors. Through which city did the line defining the